Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. What a ride here today. What a ride. I mean, in the end, last video I mentioned to you that that ideally we're getting into this support area here for the wave 4, the ABC structure, after we broke out of this ascending channel. Unfortunately and annoyingly, you know, this fib level is at 1499, 1500. So I set my buyout at just above that at 1501. Of course, it reached like 1501.30 or something. I think on some exchanges it might have triggered here, not where I placed the order. So that's live. But there is also no evidence that this move down is over, right? There is no evidence, so we can very well come down lower. Sometimes we need to trust our setups and have just a little bit of patience and not try to get nervous by a little bit of volatility. And if you miss a trade, the next one comes around. You know, it's what it is. That's why I like to dollar cost average in parallel as well, which I did in this range here as well, around 1520, I think, a few days ago. So we always covered, because this is a bear market, so it's actually quite easy to just DCA and do a bit of swing trading in parallel. Now, this here is now, in my opinion, that ABC structure. If the wave 4 is already over here, yeah, at 1501, then we won't really know until we break above the 1610 level, this high at 1510. That would be a strong indication it's over. Now, would I wait with the trade until it breaks? No, I wouldn't. That's why I think scaling into this support area is useful. Here we have a bit of a mess, so I'm going to zoom in a minute. But if it is finished, this wave 4, it would be a very shallow wave 4. It would be unusually shallow. Now, okay, the market sometimes does this stuff, and however, more likely would be a dip into the area around the 38.2 or the 50% fib level. So I'm still waiting for that. Especially the 38.2 would be an interesting one. Now, if we now zoom in, we had a potential 5-wave move up already off the low. 5 waves up, yeah, certainly. And then we could say ABC, we now have 5 waves down complete. Now, annoyingly, here we have a support area. So 5 up, 3 down. A support area to 1515 roundabout, yeah, 78.6 fib level. We dropped below and we touched the 88.7. Now we recovered very quickly. I did have a couple of small buy orders in this area as well, but got stopped out down here because the weakness of a chart, you know, a chart gets much weaker if it drops below the 78.6 fib. So, and it did that, even though it was only just very briefly. But if a chart drops out of these support areas, my estimation from experience is that 90% of those setup fail. That is why I usually set my stop below the 78.6. I could also set it below the 88.7. It's just more risk. So, you know, it's a balance between, you know, what do you accept. It would be very interesting now, because we certainly have 5 waves down. However, the move down was quite strong. Now, fair enough, we're looking at the 5-minute chart, so you see all sorts of funny stuff sometimes on these lower time frames. It will be interesting. I'm certainly not going to enter a new trade now because it's midnight here in the UK, or after midnight, so I'm going to head into bed in a minute. But I still have my buy order set in this area as well, the larger support area, because if this breaks, and that's at 1390, then I think we have a continuation of the bear market. So my preference would be that we get into this area deeper. My buy orders trigger, ideally we turn around here and then move higher, right? This was a very small area, because I thought if we have the 5 up and the 3 down and we reverse in here, I want to be part of it. Now, it didn't turn around, at least not yet, yeah? I mean, if it now breaks above 1532, it would be a good indication it's moving higher, but far away from any evidence that that wave 4 is over. So this was a small scaling in trade that got stopped out, but very low risk because small position size. But yeah, I'm hoping that my buy orders in the green support area now get triggered. Now, is the wave 4 over or not? I don't know. I would, and I gave that my view to the channel members earlier on Telegram and Discord. My view is, don't get too bothered if a move is finished. As a breakout trader, yeah, you would trade the breakout, but I don't like to trade breakouts. With the strategy to scale into support areas, you obviously catch the falling knife to a degree, and more trades fail, but you also have much more risk. You can afford that more trades fail, because it really doesn't hurt if you get stopped out, because you're so close to support. When you trade breakouts, I mean, your stop loss is very low, far away from the breakout, so that you lose a lot. It really hurts if you get stopped out. But with trading support areas, it doesn't really hurt, and you might lose more trades. But if your trade is then successful, that will cover easily for many of the losses, because you cut your losses early. And when this works out, you have a really, really good reward to risk ratio with these trades. If you scale into support areas. Now, there are hundreds of strategies how to trade, so there is no right or wrong, right? I've just made the experience that as a breakout trader, it hurts much more, and you lose eventually money. I mean, I'm not saying there are not also successful breakout traders, but pullback trading is, in my opinion, more successful. With that, I obviously risk to lose more trades, which doesn't really matter, because it all matters in the long run if you make more money than you lose. And you have the advantage when you trade pullbacks to be able to cut your losses really, really quickly. And but the winners can run really long. But yeah, this is now a bit uncertain. Obviously, we're still making lower lows, lower highs at the moment, so I won't probably know until the morning if it was okay to be stopped out, if it still goes down lower, and then ideally my buy orders will trigger in this area, hoping for a wave 5 here to the upside. And if we drop below this area here at 1390, then we might even be looking maybe at a short opportunity. We'll see, but that's sort of my view. I think primarily I would say the C wave still continues. It would be a very shallow wave 4 otherwise, but also obviously, as I just explained, we had 5 small waves to the upside of the low, but I wouldn't get too crazy about this, because this could still all be part of a corrective wave. Yeah, we haven't done anything that would give us an indication, really a strong indication, that this move down is over yet. So that's how I have to leave you today here. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.